All right, so here we are again, full circle. SOS, just a different day, Saturday. I finally made my way back around here to this old heap. I got trailer heap. I'm gonna see what we can come up with today on it. Diagnose it a little more. Man, I'm hot already out here. I'm already starting to sweat bullets. It's so hot. Okay, let me get to what we're doing. First off, what's wrong with this picture here? Can anybody see what's wrong with this picture? Well, I'm out here working on a trailer when I got a shop over there that I can hold a winter big enough I can hold a Winter Olympics inside of it. 60-foot shop to there, and then there's another 14-foot for that's 74-foot worth of shop. But you know, I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I would have filled it up. But I did. I put my own self out of there. What I done was I kept building and building and building and building and building and building and kept thinking, wondering if it was going to be big enough. I kept building until I got to the tree line back there, the fence. I said, well, that should be plenty enough, but no. Throw that out the window, y'all. If you decide to build your shop, make it where you can keep on going with it, because believe me, you will fill it up. But no, really, I've drove a truck, semi truck half my life, worked on my own operator, and I enjoyed being outside driving that truck. And when I go over there and get in that shop, which I love it and I appreciate it, but I start to get a weird feeling like I'm in a factory or something, like I'm waiting on a whistle to blow for lunchtime or either time to get off and go home. I don't know, I just feel confined, but I love it out here today. I mean, on outside, because anytime you can get outside, it's a good day in my book. But it's not so bad. I mean, I've been working on the trailer. I can put jacks under there. It's all flat metal. But this is what I've come up with right here. Last time I was here, I pulled get my cheater bar off of him. Get the cheater bar and my dinosaur wrench. A few leaves just fell since. But I went on ahead and pulled the head off of it. Well, what I done was let me see here. What I done was I took the rocker arm assembly rack off of here, so I could get to the valves and hit them with a hammer. Have you ever seen this before? Look at here. International wasn't playing when they was doing their stuff. They put a little caps over the end of the valve stem. These are bigger, slightly bigger than these. Of course, these are adjustable rack that's on here. Valve lash adjustable rack. But these are a little smaller on the intakes than the exhausts. But what I was doing was I was taking my hammer and Yep, see, I knew I was gonna do that. One jumped off of there right there, fell down there. I'll have to find it. But what happened was, is I found, I think, two exhausts. Let me see, where was it? Yeah. Two exhausts were stuck. When I hit them, they would stick. But they come loose. It didn't take much. They come loose. I guess because it was close to the exhaust inlet. Exhaust outlet. They was the closest ones to it, to the valves. And moisture must have creeped up there and did it. But what I done was I took my radiator out and took my radiator out where I could get down here on my get down here on my crankshaft bolt. And nope. It's still not wanting to give. But anyhow, on further inspection, I want you to look at this. Look at these. Look at these. Let me see. Look how clean those cylinder walls are. There was no water in there. And see, this one's still holding, number 4 still holding diesel fuel. But there's no, that looked like it might have a little in it, but it's all the way down. Oh no, that might have been from that, you see it's still holding a alien green alien plasma juice. It's still in it, so it's not busted. The block's not busted on the inside or outside, so that hadn't leaked out. I think some might have got over in there, reason that little bit of rust, cause it's top of that piston, cause the cylinder wall just clean as can be. All of them are. Of course, that one's still holding. Number 4 still holding diesel, and all the rest of them was filled up. So every bit of the diesel and all the rest of them has drained to the oil pan since it's been setting, except for number 4 here. But what I done was, the day I was messing with it, I got me a board, and I'd give them a good whack on top of the pistons just to see if that would help loosen them up. But it didn't. So my next step is well, when my dad said he mashed the clutch in, he said he heard something pop. Of course, I think it may be that further inspection, it has a primary and a secondary clutch cylinder, and I think he might have popped. It might have popped in there and stuck, but it's got a secondary one down underneath that starter, hooks him back there. But I don't know if the clutch may be stuck or not. So this First time I'm gonna try this. Listen here. Clutch disc may be stuck holding it back. Yeah, it feels like it's stuck to the feels like the clutch is stuck to the flywheel and pressure plates, like brakes will do on brake drums. Of course, I had the transmission in neutral. I've crawled under there and made sure it's in neutral. I can spin the back shaft on the rear of the transmission. I can spin the back shaft. It springs freely. But if that clutch pad is frozen to the disc and flywheel, and just so happen if that output shaft, clutch output shaft on the transmission might be froze, it would stop it. But if I release the pressure, can get that clutch to release, I don't want to break my clutch line. I'll have to search out a crowbar for that, I guess. But if that's the problem, which I doubt, there's a possibility, you never know. I'm going to try to rule out everything, but that could be a possibility to why it's not turning. But I got a good feeling it's number 4 right here, that it was closest to the exhaust. And maybe that exhaust valve was open, because that was the one that was sticky when I hit it with the hammer rubber mallet. But it didn't rust the inside of the cylinder walls. Matter of fact, it don't even have a ridge on it. I can't even feel a ridge on these walls right here. So that 64,000 miles could be true. There would be a massive groove on these walls right here. If they was there's not even a, you can see where the ring come up to it, but there's no, if it is, it's very minute. But what my next plan of attack will be is I'll have to drop the oil pan, of course, and I'm gonna take the rod bearing off of that number 4 cylinder there, and then I'm gonna see if I can turn the crankshaft, if it'll turn without being hooked to that piston, if the rest of them will turn. If it is, I'll know it's that one. Then what I'll do, there was no moisture in the crankcase. It was straight oil that come out. So what I'll do is I'll look up under there and see if there might, because see, these are starting on the revolution down. But I'll look on the lower cylinder walls to see if there's any kind of film rust or anything under there, because these will be on their way down, and I don't want to scrape that rust off of there if I can help it. I'll get up in there and try to get it off by hand or a rag or something. And then if this one is stuck, I'll knock it out through the top and knock it up. Of course, I'll look at the bottom underneath the cylinder wall, see if it's able to go back down. But I'll try to knock it up, knock it loose that way. Because I don't want to, I really don't want to mess this engine up. I like to keep it, because I parked it 36 years ago, I was the one that parked it. And it was running good. And I parked and shut it off, and that was it. Never started it up again. It was my daddy's truck. But he gave it to me, said see what I could do with it if I wanted to. But he always liked these. And this. Look how that windshield wiper motor. It just hooks right there. It's an electric motor. I got it laying over here. The motor's laying right there. It's an electric motor. But it just unbolted and slid on that little piece there. But that had to come off before I could even get the valve cover off, because it was in the way of the valve cover. It had to come off. So boy, I was sitting there thinking, Lord have mercy, that's going to be hooked all into all kind of stuff in there, and I'm going to have a time with that. But I took those two bolts out, and it practically fell off of there. That was pretty neat how they made that. And also, that's what I was doing that day with my where's it at? Yeah, what I was doing that day with my bamboo stick, when I was sticking it in the spark plug holes. I was going in here and I was scraping these walls to see if I could see any rust on the end of it. Is what I was doing. Plus I was feeling how slick it might be, or if it was real rusty. That's what I was doing. You know, I had a bore scope, but I run over it. But that's what I was doing with it. And it's been sitting about a week or so. Well, these was full of diesel, but now that I've come out here, I see they've all, because I've had other things I've been doing, and I finally made my round back around to this. I have to make my circle round doing things. And it's warm out here today, 76 degrees. So, but when I get off of here, that's my get off of here with y'all. This is my next challenges. I'm gonna work on breaking that loose, because it's kind of hard to do without somebody that holds the camera for me. But I'm gonna break that loose, and then I'm gonna get out here and take the oil pan off and see if that cylinder's holding, and turn the crankshaft. So that's what I'll do. But I just thought I'd give y'all a little update on it. Update on what was going on. Shit. What happened?